How's it, everybody? Money Shot here again, and welcome back to Hawaii Crap Shooters. So in my last trip to Vegas, I took some beatings from those random rollers and was only able to stop the bleeding by changing my strategy. So in this video, I'm going to share with you that strategy that helped me sustain my bankroll and even come up with some profits. A strategy that I call the HCS hybrid. Check it out. Now this strategy has many different parts. It has a come out strategy, a short game strategy, a long game strategy, all combined into one. That's why I call it the hybrid. It's more of a, not a beginner strategy, but more of an intermediate to kind of experience level kind of strategy because of all the moving parts. You got to know when and where to move your money. So I wouldn't recommend you playing this when you're drunk and you're drinking and you're not paying attention to your bets, because you're going to need to pay attention to where your money is, and money management is key for this strategy. So the best way for me to explain this strategy is starting with the end in mind first. With all the strategies I come up with, I always look at the goal and I move backwards. It's easier for me to distinguish the steps on how I get to my goal. It also helps me look at all the different angles and to see if I'm using the most efficient way or if there's a better way to achieve my goal. So I'm gonna start with the goal first. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a $10 table, which by the way are not as common as I thought they would be on my last trip. But nonetheless, I wanna start here so that we have a basis on the minimal table out there in Vegas right now. Okay, so on a $10 table, the most common foundation is to play the inside with $44. So we're talking about 10 here and cap this off with 12. So we're looking at 44 inside. Right, so and then from there, usually people would press up with this kind of foundation. The only problem with this setup is if you did play this off the start and you collected the same bet at all times, so you would get 14 here if it hit the 5, you'd get 14 here if it hit the 6, and then you'll get 14 here if you hit the 8, and you get 14 here. So you would need to have 4 hits, maybe I would say maybe about 3.5, 4 hits of these, just these 4 numbers to get your money back. And that's if they hit it directly with this. But we all know that a random roller will hit a 2, a 12, a 4, a 10. So we're not talking about 4 hits of the box numbers, but now we're looking at maybe 6 to 8 hits just to break out even. And for me, no, that's a losing way. So I wouldn't even play like that. I ain't waiting for 6 to 8 rolls for me to recuperate my initial investment of $44. That's the only problem with going inside. Your target area is not as big, so you only have these 4 numbers to hit out of all the other numbers, and that's why people, you know, end up losing by just going 44 inside and trying to catch up and collect. By the time they close to breaking out even, or even less, with the average rolls about 6 to 8, you know, it's a losing game. It's a grind if you get to the 6 or 8. You know, you get the monster roll, but again, in the long run, this is going to be a losing strategy by just going 44 inside. But people play it because that's where they can press up, right? Ideally, you want to cover all the box numbers as a good solid foundation, but that would cost me $64 across. And now, in order for me to recuperate all of my initial investment, now we're talking about 6 box number hits. That's just box numbers, not counting the other crap numbers and all that. And that could take 8 to 10 hits, rolls I should say, to recuperate my money. And again, that is a losing strategy if you went up, 64 across and try to get 6 rolls out of everyone, and it has to be box number rolls. So what I decided that was satisfactory to my own preference, I went with a 44 inside, right? And I went with a $3 here, $3 hard 4 and hard 10. So the reason why I did that is now instead of spending $20 here, now I'm only spending $6 on the hard 4 or hard 10. So if the reason for that is because the 4, when you're playing the inside, the 4 is like about an 8% chance to hit, and the 10 as well. But if you cover the hard ways, now you're dropping that to 5% on the easy 4 and 5% to the 10. So what I'm okay with is covering the hard 4 and dropping these down to the percentage to just 5%. So I'm still covering all the box numbers except the easy 4 and easy 10, but at a cheaper rate. Now I'm at 44 plus 6, $50. So this is what I determine as my solid foundation on a $10 table. It's 10, 12, 12, 10, and $3 on the hard 10, $3 on the hard 4. If the hard 4 hits, I will get $21 here, $21 here. And what I can do with that 21 is now I can fill up the 4 and 10 and take this down. Now my box numbers are all covered. I don't have to worry. Same thing with the hard 10. If the hard 10 hits, $3 pays 7 to 1, so I would get $21 again. Take the $21, fill up the 10, bring these down, and now I'm all set up. Cheaper way to get your foundation set. So that's what I have chosen as what's acceptable to me in this strategy is 44 inside, $3, and $3 on the hard 4 and $3 on the hard 10. So that's where I'm set. So now that I know my goal, the next step is to find out how I can get to that goal the fastest and quickest way to get to $50. So now we know where we want to be. Now we got to move backwards and try to figure out how do we get $50 the quickest, the cheapest, and the fastest way. And the first one that comes up is the one hit can't miss, right? Which is the iron cross, right? So if I got to get $50 and I wanted to make $50 on one hit, the best strategy I would use is the iron cross, because you're playing against the random. You don't know what they're gonna throw. You don't want a small target like this and go just across and try to get a $50 win. I rather cover everything and have a big, huge, the biggest target possible for that one hit roll. So that would be, if I wanted to make 50 off one hit, this has to be 50, this would be 75, this would be 90 here. So now, if I hit the field, I would get 50. If I hit the 5, I would get 105 minus 105 minus the 50, so I would net 55. Same thing here with the 90, I would get paid 105 again minus that 50, 55. So there you go. This would net me $50 or $55 on a one hit can't miss. So I can get to my $50 quickly with this iron cross here that covers everything, and not to mention the double, that's the extra bonus and the extra cheese with there. However, look how much am I risking? I'm risking 150 here, 200, 75, $305 for 50 bucks. Now, big risk, big reward? No, this is big risk and a small reward. That's the only thing about the iron cross. But so what do we do? I am not gonna risk $305 on a random roller who I don't know, who just shakes the dice and throw it down. So next shortest way to get to the $50 profit is what? Same thing, iron cross, but now instead of, when you don't want to use your money or expose your money, you're gonna have to sacrifice it in rolls. So if you don't want to spend that big money on that one, you're gonna compensate with an extra roll, which will save you money, but now you're exposed for 2 rolls. But for me, I'd rather have less invested at all times as much as possible. So what can I get to make 25 twice on 2 rolls on this random shooter? What is the cheapest way for me to get that? So I was thinking, and if you guessed it right, yes, it's my quarter pounder with ease. The best, cheapest way to cover all the numbers and make $25 guaranteed on each roll on anything but the 7. So how you set up the quarter pounder with ease, I'm gonna also check out the link here. You can go watch that video for the quarter pounder with ease. But $60 here, $35 on the field. All right, let me do it this way so you guys can see, and $10 hopping the 5s. All right, so hopping the 5s here. So now when the field hits, you're gonna get 35, but you're gonna lose the 10. So you're gonna replace the 10 again, and you rack up a quarter. Again, quarter pounder with ease. So you got this quarter here. And let's say an 8 hits, you get paid 70. You lose the field, you lose your hopping, but now you get your hopping back here, you replace the 35, and then you get your quarter pounder with, quarter pounder with ease. So now you get your 50. So now we have our 50 in 2 hits. Any number, the random player, you don't care what they throw as long as it's not a 7, but any number now. Now it's not just inside and praying for them to hit a box number. You are spreading the biggest target for that random roller to roll and hopefully land on any number. And you can make a quarter on each. So fastest and quickest way to $50 in 2 hits is the quarter pounder with ease. And let's see how much money we're investing now to play this short game strategy. It's 100 here, 25, 150, 165 compared to 305. I'd rather go on the 165 and take 2 hits instead of 305, because that's just too much money for me to risk on a. I would be willing to risk 165 on a random shooter as long as I qualify them in the beginning. But this is how you play the quarter pounder with ease to get to our goal. So now that we have our goal, our foundation that we wanted to get there, $50, so we'll take this rack back, all of our initial investment back into our rack, and now we have our 50. We tell the dealer, go to 44 inside, right? And place my hard 10 and hard 4 for $6. Now we got 50, and then now from here we can press up. So I like to half press. Playing craps for many years now, half press is the best way for me to go. In my opinion, the best way to get money in your rack and still grow. So if I hit the 6, I would get 14. I'll go up 1 unit to 18 and then rack up the 8. Put this in my rack. And basically that's how I would play it. What I'm trying to look for, if I hit the easy 4 or 10, I can replace the 3 back. But once I hit that 3, the hard 4 or hard 10, as you know, I'm gonna get paid 21 here, 21 here for that hard 4 or hard 10. And like I said, we're gonna take this back and then we're gonna fill this up as quickly as possible. We made our money on the quarter pounder with ease, the $50 really quickly in 2 hits. Now we're across the board and we're ready to go. Hope for that monster roll. All of our money is protected back in our rack. We're playing with casino money really quickly. So that's what you want to do in a good strategy, is find the quickest way to get your money back into your rack and play with casino money. And what I found is the quarter pounder with ease is the fastest way to get your money back in 2 hits. Well, anything 1 hit can miss is better, but you're higher risk on that 305 out there. Your exposure of that bet is pretty high. So we already covered our foundation goal, what we want to try and achieve, which is our 44 inside and a $3 hard 4 and $3 hard 10, which makes it $50 total. That's our long game. Now going to our short game. Our short game was the quarter pounder with ease, where we use 165 of our initial investment to make quarter on each hit for 2 rolls to make $50, so we can pay for our $50 foundation and move up from there. And now we go to our come out roll strategy. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I have a come out strategy, a short game strategy, and a long game strategy all wrapped in one. So here is how I do the come out roll strategy. So come out roll, it is the lay 4 or lay 10 strategy. So remember I said the reason why I would play the hard ways is because when you have the 4 and 10 open, that's an 8% chance that you can hit that number, but you will cover with the hard ways 3% of that, so you drop it to 5%. So when you lay the 4 and you place the hard way 4, now you have that 5% chance that a 4 would come, or even the 10, an easy 4 would come. And now you want to play that against the 16.6% chance of a 7 to come. So that is the theory on the come out roll. So again, I'm not gonna lay more than what I initially will budget for the entire roller, for that one roller. So that one roller, I'm comfortable with putting 165 at the max for my quarter pounder with ease on that roller. So I know I'm not laying higher than 165 or it wouldn't make sense. So I lay 140 here on the 4. So what this 140 here, let me use a black chip. 140 here, this, if this hits, and I'm not gonna count the VIG right now. If this hit, this is gonna, just to make it clear, if this hits, I'm gonna get $70. I'm not if that hit. If a 7 hits, I'm gonna get $70, okay? And now, so if a 16.6% chance that a 7 hits compared to a 5% chance of an easy 4 to hit, I would take that bet any day. I have an advantage over the casino with that, 3 to 1 odds. I'm laying the money, but the percentage of less chance of the easy 4 coming is on my side. So that's the 70. Well, that's 8%, but if we cover the hard 4 for 20, now we even drop it down to 5%. So with just the 4, it's 8% of it hitting. Now if we lay the 4 for 20, now it's just a 5% chance. So now 5% versus the 7.7. So with that insurance bet to cover the hard 4, because if that hits, the hard 4 will pay 7 to 1, which would give me 140. And that 140 there is the 140 here. So hard 4 hits, covers this 140. So I'm not scared of the hard 4 showing up. That doesn't matter to me. But I'm worried about the easy 4, but now I've dropped it down to 5%. I am hoping for a 7 at 16.6% to come out. Because if a 7 comes out, guess what I win? I win 70 here for this, half the bet of my lay. But I lose this easy 4 because it came easy, this hard 4 because it came easy. So this actually replenishes that. I take this back, I win $50. So put this back in my rack. What does this $50 do? It's enough to cover my foundation, right? So now on a come out roll, if that shooter gave me a 7 on a come out, I just won $50. I'm not gonna even go to the quarter pounder with ease anymore. I'm just gonna go straight up to the 44 inside, our foundation, right? 44 inside. I tell the dealer, let's say he gets a point and it's 9. Let's go reverse back. So I get the 50 and I tell the dealer, put me up, 44 inside. And tell the stick man, put me $3 on the hard 10 and the hard 4. On the first roll, before even the come out, I already made 50 bucks. On the shooter's second roll, I'm already set up. I'm ready to go. All my money is protected here, and all I need to do is just start building from there. Fill up my 4 and 10 with those. I could fill it up with my wins if I wanted to. Just fill in those holes, but once those holes are filled up, it's pressing to the moon from there. I don't have to worry. If he 7s out now, I have no money of my own invested. That's the beauty of that lay 4, because now I have a chance of getting $50 if a 7 rolls. Now, I have a 5% of it losing, but in Vegas, I've seen more 7s come out than the easy 4. So that's one way. So that's the come out game. Now, people are gonna ask like, okay, let's say you don't hit that. You lay your 140 here and you put your $20 on the hard 4, come out roll, right? And they hit a point. So what happens now? So you have two options here. You can take down your lay and then you can go up on your quarter pounder with ease, right? You can do that. Set that up. That's one option. You can play like that, play the 2 hits, and then come down, back down. 2 hits, you make your 50 bucks, take back your initial investment. You tell the dealer, put you 44 inside again. And set you up, and you tell the stick man to put you $3 hard 10 and hard 4. You set up. That's the normal way. So you come out, you only play the lay 4 on the come out, and then you move to your quarter pounder with ease, and then you move to your $50 foundation here. The other option you have is you can lay the 4 for 140, right? And then you can place the hard 4 for 20. And let's say if they hit the number 5, you can play the easy with this. You can play the lay 4 with the quarter pounder with ease at the same time. And what this can give you is what I call a rebate. So, all right, so what a rebate is exactly what it is. You get a rebate. So you have 165 invested here, okay? So if they PSO, guess what? You're gonna make a $50. You're gonna make $50 from here, net minus that 20, 70 minus 20. So instead of losing 165, now you lose. Well, they're gonna pay you 50 here. Now you recuperate that 50. Now you lost 115. 115 is better than 165. So this actually lay insurance here is saved you 50 bucks, right? And that's on a PSO. So you lost, instead of 165 on that shooter, you lost 115. So that's what's good about this, that if you choose to leave it up. Now on the 2 shaker bakers, now we have that here. Now if it's the 2 shakers, so one hit, you're playing this. First, they established their point. We didn't get any 7 come out. Now first hit, let's say they hit 9. So 9 will net us a quarter, right? The quarter pounder with ease, quarter here. And then now the 7 out. So what happens now? Same thing, we win 50 bucks. We lose all this here, but we win this 50 bucks here. Now $75 we made. So 165 minus 75 is $95 now we just lost instead of 165. So, you know, I would take the 95 loss better than a 165. And that's on the 2 shakers. So the PSOs, we're gonna lose 115. The 2 shakers, we're gonna lose 95. But if that shooter can shoot 2 or more, right? Let me set this up again. Shooter shoots, we hop this, and shooter shoots. Shooter shoots 2 or more. We make our 50 bucks, 1 on each hit, quarter. We take all of this down. We're free and clear in 2 hits. We have our 50, we rack this back up. Tell the dealer the magic number, which is 44 inside and $3 stickman, $3 hard 4 and hard 10. Now we're back there. Two hits and split. we're out there free and clear. Okay, so that's the hybrid in its entirety. So step by step again. Come out roll, you lay 140 here, you cover your hard 4 here for 20, you got 160 invested. Come out roll, you're hoping for a 7, you hit a 7, you're gonna get $50 from there, and then you go straight to your foundation 50. No 7, next step. Let's say the point is 8, next step. Quarter pounder with ease, 50, 50, 60 on the 6 and 8, 35 on the field, and $10 on the hopping 5s. You take your quarter, you take 2 hits, that's 1 hit, you take 2 hits, you make 2 quarters, you take everything down again, till the dealer takes you down. Tell the dealer, $50, set me up, 44 inside, please. Oops. With the extra $6, place it on the hard 10 and hard 4. Now you sit back, you relax, you get this to grow, 6 comes, you get $14, you know, $14. You can fill up the 4 here if you wanted to, and just wait another hit. You can do a lot. You can plug these 2 holes as soon as you can, or you can just half press and just play this all the way up. You have all the options of the long game. So short game, in summary, short game, yes, you're gonna do well if it's a 3 or more table. You do have some insurance because of the lay. You're not gonna lose as much, but you're gonna get your money back as quickly as possible. The worst case scenario is hitting that easy 4. That easy 4 is a killer because now it's 160. But you can recuperate that pretty quickly. Like I said, if someone's throwing a lot of 7s in the come out and you're hitting 50, 50, 50, or you know, you make that back in about 3 hits. But people also, you remember that if you get caught with a PSO or you get caught with a 2 shaker baker, let's say you lost the 140, you're actually getting it back from the 50 from that, because that's 50 you wouldn't have if you didn't have that lay. So over time, if you look at the numbers of rolls over a long period of time, the 7s will definitely come up with more than the 4. And that's why I play it, is because I trust in the numbers that easy 4 will roll less than 7. But in its entirety, this is the HCS hybrid. This is what worked for me in Vegas. So I hope it works for you. Not all strategy works. If you have a super cold table, 1 or 2, you're gonna start losing. But this is pretty much on an average table, you're gonna make money this way, or you're gonna sustain yourself until that monster roll comes. So on the next video, I have a guest shooter who's gonna shoot this strategy out. So make sure you guys stay tuned to Hawaii Crap Shooters. Thank you guys for watching, and may the dice be nice. Aloha.